Good afternoon, Friday afternoon, 1 p.m. A little different time than we usually do this show, but we're here. We're in a new location, and I'm happy to be in a new location, West Palm Beach, Florida, and I cannot wait. It's just beautiful outside every morning, waking up to palm trees. But we're back. NFL Week 18 preview, the final one of the regular season, and it's been an awesome, awesome season. Thank you to Fanshare Sports for giving me this opportunity. Thank you to the people that tune in week after week. I know there's a few of you who are watching me every single week and messaging me and asking me opinions on stuff I don't say, stuff I do touch on. So I really do appreciate it. It's been a fun season. Every usually Thursday night around 7 p.m. So, but we have a fun week. There's a few games that are like awesome and a few games that are like legit meaningless, which I'll more than likely stay away from when we get into the DFS side of things. But let's get right into it. So we start with Chiefs and the Raiders, and my main takeaway from this for this game that I thought about was I think we hop off the Jerick McKinnon train. I think it's time for if we're going to go to that Chiefs running back. We know, like I said, I've been saying all year, you play your Kelsey, you play your Mahomes, and then you get your third Chief. I think we go to Isaiah Pacheco because the McKinnon thing has been awesome the last few months basically, and but it's been very touchdown reliant. I feel like so we get to Pacheco. They're 9-point favorites. The Raiders are starting a backup quarterback. The Raiders aren't have nothing to play for. The Chiefs more than likely need to win this game, and they've gone to win this game as 10-point favorites almost. So Pacheco's going to get touches. They're going to be up ahead. They're going to be up early. Pacheco's going to get on the ground. So if they get up 14, 17, nothing, they're going to maybe rest a few starters. They're not really worried about covering this 9 if they get ahead early. They're worried about winning the game. So I say we go to Pacheco. Um, I mean, that might burn me because the McKinnon thing's been so good. And I've been on it. I've been saying go to that cheap McKinnon in the weeks that he was cheap price. But now Pacheco is significantly less, and I don't think he should be that significantly less. And working off of this narrative, playing the guy who is just priced incorrectly has been working for us this season. I mean, it's not going to work every single time, but I do think this is the time we go to Isaiah Pacheco as well as your Mahomes, Kelson, and whatever other Chiefs you want to go to. But I like Pacheco this week opposed to Jerick McKinnon. Okay, we will move on to the other Saturday night game, Titans and Jags. Like I'm debating going to this game. I'm kind of far away, but this is like the biggest game for the Jags since their playoff games a few years ago, and since they beat the Bills last year. So this is a home game. Winner takes the AFC South, and no one would have thought the Jags would be 6.5 point favorites at week 18 at home to win the AFC South. But the Titans are a mess. They've been the mess the last month now. Obviously, their first two quarterbacks are gone. Their first quarterback drafted was gone. Tannehill's gone. It's Josh Dobbs season. And it wasn't necessarily horrendous when they played. I mean, it wasn't good. He didn't look objectively horrible versus the Cowboys on Thursday night. So now he has a full week plus a few days to prepare for this Jacksonville defense that's not like world beaters. They're not going to win with their defense, but I'm going to have to give the nod to Jacksonville winning this game. I hate backing the Jaguars as favorites because I really don't think this line should be 6.5, and I'm not going to bet the 6.5. Maybe throw them in a money line parlay, maybe tease them down. Or honestly, with that being said, I'd never think the Jags should be favored. I'm going to tease the Titans up. That's what I'm going to do because I feel like this line should be in the 3.5 to 4 range. Maybe that might even be a lot. I think this game's going to come down to the wire because this is how Jacksonville is built. They're not really built to blowout teams, not really built to be big favorites. What they beat the Texans as big favorites last week. That was, you could say back to the last 3 seasons, the Jags as favorites. I think it's something like 2-6 ATS or 2-5 ATS when the Jags are favored over the last 3 seasons. So like they're not a team that really should be favorites. I do think they should be favored here, but 6.5 is a bit much in my opinion. Don't really have a strong take DFS wise because this could be one of those low scoring 16-12 AFC South games. And we're like, how did the score end up? Oh yeah, AFC South. That totally checks out. So I'm not going to really touching too much DFS wise. I could get behind a Titans through 10 teaser, but we'll move on to Sunday. Now we start. This is just not the correct game. Sunday, Ravens head to Cincinnati to play the Bengals, who are now up to 10. Obviously, crazy situation in Cincinnati last week. Who knows what to expect with how the Bengals will come out, how the Bengals will perform, even the Bills as well, and we'll touch on that when we get there. But it's just a weird situation. Like, obviously, been watching football my whole life. I've never seen anything quite like that. I was in attendance when Eric LeGrand got paralyzed on the field, but they ended up playing after that, which was like crazy. Different time then, I guess, but they ended up playing after that. But I've never seen this happen in my. I played football since I was 6 years old, and I'm now 22, and I just stopped playing football a year ago. And this was the first time I've seen anything like this. Like, I've been on the field for what, almost 50, almost 15 years. I've never seen anything like this happen. So crazy situation, crazy, crazy. I've seen like way worse hits than this. It was you saw what happened. His heart stopped. Nuts. So who knows what will happen? How the Bengals are going to come out. Still, Lamar is trending in the right direction, but I don't think we're going to see him this week because the Ravens locking up a playoff spot in like it feels like week 7. Like not, I wasn't week 7. They locked up a playoff spot so early with the wild card. And like they've just been reeling ever since then. But I still wouldn't want to play them when the playoff comes because they're a different team with Lamar. I would have to probably like lean the Bengals cover this number because their offensive firepower and the Ravens defense, which is their backbone, hasn't really looked amazing, and you don't know what you're getting from that offense. But you can say, like I said, with the Titans, they had that extra week to prepare, but the Bengals, I don't know how much extra prep they were doing when all that stuff went down in Cincinnati. So yeah, weird situation. I'd probably have to lean to the Bengals. I will pull up the DraftKings slate and see if there's any Bengals that I really like. So I think I wrote up Mixon last week, and obviously it never came to fruition because he didn't play. But Mixon at 7-1, and he's down there. Yeah, actually never mind. Hold on, running backs. Mixon at 7-1. Okay, he's still what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th price running back, and we know he has as much upside as any of the running backs in the entire NFL. I don't think he's not going to be crazily owned against the Ravens defense, who I guess is in retrospect great at defending the run. But I think Mixon is a good play at 7-1. But besides that, I wouldn't really steer you in any other direction. So we will move on to the game, the Bills. Same thing. How are the Bills going to come out? Are the Bills going to come out? Okay, we're back in our boy Damar. We're gonna cover this number, win for him, just blow out the Patriots. Or are we gonna come out slow? We haven't had a full week of prep. We just saw the craziest things we've ever seen in our life. You don't know. And the Patriots, I've been fading all year, and it's kind of been a coin flip. The Patriots look like, okay, they're a Belichick team. They get it done. And then the Patriots look like, okay, yeah, this roster checks out. They're horrible. So with all the stuff around the Bills game, all the Patriot, like with all the way the Patriots are, they're either like, I wouldn't say awesome. They're either uber competitive with Belichick, or they look like their roster should look like, and they're bad with and Patricia. So I would just say personally, stay away from this game completely. Betting wise, 7 in the hook, of course, it's a weird line, but the Bills do need to. Both these teams need to win this game, especially. So stay away, in my opinion. I think that's going to be the public sentiment as well, unless the public sentiment's going to go one way, like the Bills are going to cover and do it for Damar. But I'm going to completely stay away in DFS as well. So my only strong take thus far has been Joe Mixon and Isaiah Pacheco. All right, we will move on. Now, this is a game I love, DFS-wise and betting-wise. The Vikings, the Bears, okay, the Bears are losing this game. The Vikings may not look amazing and win the game. The Bears will lose, though, if you get what I'm saying. The Bears need to secure that 2, possibly maybe even 1, because the Texans could win this week versus the Colts. The Bears are going to lose this game on the road. Justin Fields is not playing. The Vikings have looked not great the last few weeks. I think this is a major get right. Let's get into the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. Let's get rolling for the playoffs, Minnesota Vikings. And they could still, their seeding is still to be determined. So they're going to win this game. I think this is going to be a massive Jettis week, a massive a Kirk week. I am going to play this Kirk Jettis stack like no other. It's expensive, but we know what the upside is when it pays off. The Kirk Jettis stack against the Bears defense, who is horrific. They threw away all their key defensive assets on the trade deadline. Shit. What am I left? I really would have nothing. I need them to score I need the Vikings to score 38 points for this to really pay off for me, which I don't think is out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think I could do all that. Go Kirk, Dalvin, and then Justin Jefferson. I'd rather go just play up for Jefferson. Vikings, I think, are going to win this game. I'm not betting the -8, a weird number on the road in division, but I do think the Vikings will win this game. Tease them down. I'm going to tease them down and tease them down heavy, as well as play the Kirk Jetta stack heavy. Okay, let us move on. Jets, Dolphins, really upsetting. I was hoping that these two teams would have had more to play for this week because I'm only a car ride away from the Dolphins. I would have been fun to go to on Sunday, but I'm not going to go anymore. Who knows what the Jets are going to do with starters-wise. Dolphins are obviously starting Skylar Thompson at quarterback after concussion for Tua, and then I think finger injury for Terry Cloth, a.k.a. Teddy Bridgewater. Call him Terry Cloth. But I don't know, weird game. Dolphins can still get in. They need some help. So with that being said, are the Jets going to play spoilers? Are the Jets going to rest guys? I don't see Saleh being the guy to do that, being the coach to do that. So I would say it's going to be a fairly hard-fought game. The total's low for a reason. It'd probably be a low-scoring game. Let's see with Skylar Thompson in. I don't know how Skylar Thompson is an NFL quarterback, to be honest, because watching him in college, he's just same thing with Brock Purdy. Watching him in college, he's not an NFL guy, but he's getting it done. And he's not really getting it done. He's kind of just surviving as the third string quarterback for Miami, and he's getting a chance. So don't really have a strong take here. Don't really have a DFS take. Kind of comes down to what Saleh will do. If we get any lean closer to game day, then we will have a better idea. Also, I'm going to talk about some player incentives when we get there. And I missed out on the Jaguars. Zay Jones needs 2 receptions for 80 total and 98 yards for 900 total yards to unlock $750K in incentives. So that's a 100-yard game. If you're getting a 100-yard game from Zay Jones, that is plentiful in your DFS lineup. So do you want to play him? Maybe. I think that's incentive enough to play him. He's not crazy cheap. So who knows how many people are going to be playing Zay Jones with that incentive. Another one that I missed when we were talking about the Chiefs, Juju needs 2 yards for 500K, but that's kind of meaningless. And that's all I've missed thus far. Isaiah McKenzie needs 46 yards for an extra 100K. Does that mean they're going to give the ball to Isaiah McKenzie a little bit more? Possibly. Okay, we will move on. Browns head to Pittsburgh. One game. The Steelers need this win. They are a home favorite, a small home favorite, and I think there's a good line to back Pittsburgh. Cleveland has been horrible. Deshaun Watson they had a good win last week. Cleveland has been horrible. Deshaun Watson has looked people were like, Deshaun Watson is going to save your DraftKings team. Your fantasy team. One, quarterbacks are not built to do that unless your name is Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. And two, I was like, he hasn't played football in so long. He has his games, but he's not that guy, and he hasn't been. So I like the Steelers -2 to get this cover. Not sure if I will get there, but because they play close games, come down to the wire. So I will play the Steelers. Hold on, let me see real quick. Are the Browns going to be? Yeah, it's kind of unknown what the Browns will do with their starters because they're out. But are they going to play spoiler in division? This line is telling me that they're going to try to, but who knows? Okay, we know that no one's going to be playing for the Bucs. They're solidified in their spot. They're going to use this as a mini buy. Do I want to back Desmond Ridder as a 4-point favorite? No, I do not. No matter who they're playing, he's still going to play NFL players. I don't want to do this. I can see the Falcons winning late, on a field goal or something like that, or late cover, but I don't want a Desmond Ridder sweat on my relaxed Sunday afternoon. I truly don't want a Desmond Ridder sweat. So completely pass. I wouldn't mind playing the Falcons defense. They're going to be so cheap playing one of these teams' defenses. All right, Panthers and Saints. My Panthers lost to the Bucs last week to lose their chance at the playoffs, and now they head to New Orleans, a meaningless game here. But this game is kind of important. I have the Panthers win total at 6.5. They have 6 wins. So I'm kind of rooting for them to win to hit that win total, but I also want them to lose to get a better draft pick. obviously my money comes first, so I would hope they win this game. Do I think they're going to play to win this game, to be honest, because no matter what they pick, I think they're stuck between 9 and 11, which is decent trade value for maybe one of those top 3 picks, especially a team who doesn't need a quarterback like the Panthers do. So, kind of to be determined what I want to do with this game and what the Panthers were going to do from an offensive standpoint. D'Onta Foreman's been killing it. Does he keep killing it to end the season? And then I could see him getting a nice little signing next year. So I would go to D'Onta Foreman if I had to go to some person in this game. All right. The Texans head to Colts. Gross game. The Texans need to lose to get the 1 seed, but the Colts also kind of want to lose to get like a top 3 or 4 pick. Bet the under. Like tease the under something. This game is going to be so ugly. Like you're gonna have red zone on. You're like, oh, this game's on. I totally forgot. It's 9-7 with 3 minutes left. Play none of them. Play the defense. Ugly, very ugly. No DFS thoughts in this game. Okay, Giants are resting everyone. Eagles are playing to win. They need to win to solidify the NFC 1 seed. Jalen Hurts is still to be determined, but let's check out Miles Sanders because he has kind of been MIA over the last few weeks. Miles Sanders is 5,900 and questionable. Limited. I think he's going to play from what I saw recently. And at 5,900, that's a steal because he's had those games where he's lit it up. I do, in fact, like Miles Sanders this week at 5,900. And I don't really want to lay 14 in division, but I think Miles Sanders is a good pick. I do think Eagles will handily win this game. 14 is tough because that's the back door's open all game. But yeah, don't really want to lay 14. Would go with Miles Sanders. All right, Cowboys -7 at Commanders. They need to win and need a lot of help. They need almost too much help. They need 2 14-point favorites to lose to get the 1 seed, I believe. So if that's the case and they see the Eagles just winning handily, which they probably will, I would not be surprised to see the Cowboys pull some guys. I would look into Cowboys first half stuff. Sam Howell starting for Washington. Let me look at Cowboys first half number total / it's probably gonna be 4 first half -4, which I really don't love in the first half. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. NFL Cowboys halves -4.5. Okay, and I'm looking at Cowboys first half team total. If it's like under 14, Cowboys first half. Where is it? Okay. 12.5. Cowboys first half, 12.5. There's worse bets than that. I kind of do like that, honestly. I don't really expect Sam Howell to come out blazing and moving the ball. Cowboys should have a lot of opportunities to get to that 12.5 number. Hey, that's 2 field goals and a touchdown. That's going to be bet. That's going to be bet. And I'm probably going to place it right now while we do this. So Cowboys first half team total is what I would go to here. But like I said, I could see the Cowboys resting guys early if it gets out of hand in the Giants-Eagles game. So that makes me not want to really touch any Cowboys players in DFS. So, yeah, I really don't. I would go Cowboys first half team total. Okay, Cardinals, another team that Dallas needs to lose. But okay, weird. If the Eagles win this game, I'm pretty sure this is meaningless for the 49ers. So, say the Eagles get out to a lead, this game is going to be at 4:30. No one might play for the 49ers. So the Cardinals plus 14 might be in play. And the Eagles are going to win. So the Cardinals plus 14 are going to be bet. That's that. That is that. Let me just confirm that for a second. Looking at my notes. I don't even have it in my notes. But yeah, if the Eagles win, the Cardinals game is fairly meaningless. Or the 49ers winning is fairly meaningless. So I like the Cardinals plus 14 here, especially if they're both playing backups. I mean, Purdy should play either way. to get as much experience as he can with the 49ers offense heading into the playoffs, and I expect Shanahan to play him. But maybe maybe give him the fourth quarter off. Cardinals back door open. They got guys, starters still playing for whatever you want to make their starters, but I do think the Cardinals will cover this number because of the fact that the 49ers may not be playing for much. I'm going to actually look at I don't want to say the wrong thing entirely. So just bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to pull up my notes and situations. All right, the scenarios. Let's look at 49ers. I got it pulled up. Where are we? 49ers. If the 49ers can get a 1 seed with a win and the Eagles lost to the Giants. That's okay. That's what I thought. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably take the Cardinals plus 14 as well as the Cowboys team total first half. All right. Rams at Seahawks. Seahawks need a win and a Packers loss, I believe. The Seahawks, looking at my scenarios. Yeah, Seattle is in with a win and a Packers loss. Correct. I don't know why I'm doubting myself because I know what I'm talking about. So then that kind of shows in the line. The Rams are playing for nothing. They're not even playing for a draft pick, so I expect them to play to win. I don't really. The Seahawks were weird because the Seahawks were 7-point favorites, in LA. Fishy. The good thing is the Seahawks will play before the Packers play, so they were going to not know their future. They're going to play to win this game, play this game for 4 whole quarters. Therefore, the Seahawks -6 because they were the same price, if not more, same spread, if not more, in LA. Seahawks -6. Okay, weird spread. No matter who's playing, I don't want to back the Broncos as favorites at home at this point in the season. They're horrendous. But I'm sitting on my biggest bet of the year with my buddy Jeff Feinberg. Chargers over 10 wins. We are set at a push at worst. But do I want to hedge that with the Broncos -3? No. I don't want to bet the Broncos -3 to hedge a future. I just don't want to do that. So we're sitting at a push at worst. I'm just gonna let it ride. Who knows how long the Chargers will play for? Let's see. The Chargers can get into the 5 seed with a win. And yeah. Okay. The only reason the Chargers will go to the 6 seed is if the only way the Chargers will go to the 6 seed is if they lose and the Ravens win as 10-point underdogs. I am not hedging my biggest future of the season, Chargers over 10 wins, with the Broncos -3. I'm just not doing it. So I do expect the Chargers to play at some capacity. You got to expect the Ravens are going to lose earlier than they play. So maybe who knows how much the Chargers starters will play? Probably less. So therefore, staying away from this game completely. Maybe tease the Broncos up through 10, get them through 9, because I don't really think that many Charger starters will play because they don't really have nothing to play for unless we see the Ravens win. If you see the Ravens win, get down on the Chargers as fast as you can. That's what I'll say. If the Ravens win, get down on the Chargers as fast as you can. Okay, final game. Lions head to the Packers, and it's a fun one to end on because the Lions need to beat the Packers and also need the Rams to upset the Seahawks. The Packers control their own destiny, and that's kind of showing in the line. It's been what a turnaround for the Packers. They have, when it gets cold, it gets hot in Green Bay. You don't want to back the opposing team in Green Bay in December and January, and we're seeing that the Packers, they don't look as good as they have looked the past few seasons, but they look a lot better than they have in week 1. So 5 is a bit much. The Lions can score. The Lions can score on this Packers defense. But their fate may be sealed by the time they even start this game. So I feel like it's a little wait and see for betting this game. But I don't mind any. I think there's gonna be a lot of points in this game. I don't mind really anyone you go with that. Pull it up. Let's do a little what we would do for showdown. Detroit and Green Bay. Interchangeable. Probably go Rodgers. People are going to go to the cheaper golf. And then Swift's been getting so many touches. I like Swift. And then, honestly, if you're playing showdown, play both quarterbacks. I think that's a viable option. Both quarterbacks and Swift. And then we've seen Amon-Ra's production go down slightly with Jameson coming into the lineup. But so I would say both quarterbacks, Swift, stay away from those Lions receivers, and then Romeo Doubs. I think that's a great way to do showdown in some capacity for the Lions Packers. Well, that about wraps it up. NFL Week 18 preview, almost 30 minutes. So again, thank you guys for such an awesome season. I had a lot of fun doing this week in, week out. Met a lot of great people, but golf season is here. Might be doing some stuff with Fanshare Sports. You'll see me with them soon. If not, follow me on Twitter. It's right on the screen. Plenty of golf content, plenty of NFL playoff content coming from me on Twitter at some capacity with someone. You guys know where to find me. Any questions, reach out, and I will catch you guys maybe for golf season. If not, it was awesome. So peace out.